So, we are discussing about the powder method, right, and I mentioned that using photography, plate or X-ray plate, basically X-ray plate. So, we get this pattern, diffraction pattern on the film. So, that I have shown you, right. See, this is the film, so this I will continue. Okay. So, one place we will get this almost straight line. Okay. So, anyway, so from here as I discussed that one can find out theta, and from that theta, so sin theta d lambda is known, one can find out d, right. So, so this nowadays in laboratory we are not using this film, but we are using another geometry, as I told this. So, what we are getting? So, we are getting, as from this method we have seen that we will get concentric cones, and this on surface of the cone, basically all lines, you can say continuously if you draw lines. So, all are basically the whole surface are diffracted rays. Okay. But so, it has difference, you know, this in Lau method, this whatever cone formed, it was also formed cone, concentric cones, but there on the surface this not all are not the diffracted rays. Okay. So, only few are on the it will be there will be on the cone surface, but there are few, but here it is not few, it is a whole on a whole surface. If you draw any line, so that will be diffracted. So, basically you will get in Lau, in case of Lau, this so this on cone, if you just cut it, that cone, then basically there you see this some spot. Okay, you see some spot. Okay. So, but in powder method we are not seeing spot, it is a continuous, okay. If you, so it's you will get each point that diffracted intensity in each point. So, it is basically then it is circle. Now, here in this case it is circle, not spot on a circle. So, that is the difference. Okay. So, it depends on the geometry, how angles are varies, etc., etc. So, you will get concentric cones means concentric circle, right. Now, if I take detecting system that with respect to sample, so you have sample here. So, let me draw this. Okay. So, here say we have sample. So, this is the initial direction of the X-ray. Okay. Now, if you with this at the taking the center, at the position of sample, if you have arrangement to rotate a detector to rotate a detector, to rotate a detector. So, and this say point detector, okay, it is a point detector. Okay. So, initially this angle will be taken as a 0, right. This angle will be taken as a 0 incident direction. Okay. Now, this detector is moving, okay, it's moving, right. So, what I will see? So, detector started moving, so angle is 0, now it is moving. So, angle varies. Okay. So, basically I will see when detector here it will not see any intensity, but when here it will see intensity. So, I will get so intensity 0 or very some background intensity. So, I will get a intensity. Okay. So, this called peak, Bragg peak generally we tell. Okay. So, at which angle we will see? Basically, this is the cone I told, this incident and these are diffracted. So, angle is 2 theta, angle is 2 theta basically, this angle is 2 theta, right. So, basically detector also is moving when 2 theta. So, that then I will get phi. So, that is why here generally if you see in all cases we plot not theta, it is 2 theta. Okay. When detector is moving, it is 2 theta. Okay. So, again next I will not get any intensity, I will not get intensity, I will get another peak, right, another peak, right. So, this is for this point, right. So, then moving no intensity, here I will get intensity. So, here I will get intensity. So, this way if we continue. So, now I know the angle directly, I know the angle of this peak, angle of this peak, angle of this peak, because detector is moving with known angle, because I have arrangement, okay, there is a scale. So, how much starting from 0, how much it is moving, that I can, so I will get peaks. So, these are Bragg peaks, and from this measurement directly I will know the angle. Directly I will know the angle, I can find out angle, okay. And from there 2d sin theta equal to n lambda, 2d sin theta equal to n lambda. So, n take first order, then so this for this is theta, one can find out theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, right. So, half of it, so here this theta will be half of it, because this 2 theta, theta will be half of it. Okay. So, now so this is say d1 for d1, for d2, for d3. Okay. So, angle is theta 1 by 2, angle is theta 2 by 2, angle is theta 3 by 2, right. Okay. So, lambda is constant for all the cases. So, I can find out basically and d again, if it is cubic, d again what is this d how it is related with the cubic lattice. So, I think this is a by, okay, I cannot, a by a cos square, a square plus k square plus l square, right, and this to the power half, right. So, d I can replace, d here I can replace with this, right. Now, here again unknown h, k, l are unknown, right, and for these for different plane it will have different value. But one can notice that one can find out, take this a square plus k square plus l square as a 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., right, because you see lowest this value 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 plane. So, what is that this value? It will give 1, a square plus k square plus a square, it will be 1. Then for all others 1 0 1 etc., etc. So, next is say 1 1 0, what will the value? 1 square plus 1 square 2, right. So, it will be 2. So, this way you can show that this a square, so all sorts of planes if you consider, it will give a square plus k square plus square, it will give value. So, 1 2 3 4 5. So, from here what we do, the a will be constant, right, a has to be constant, right. So, basically here if I put this relation in place of d, so what I am getting, 2a then divide by a square plus k square plus l square, right, to the power half, right, then sin theta equal to lambda, right. So, here you see a is constant for this lattice, lambda is constant for this experiment, right. So, sin theta, so for this sin theta, I will get from this experiment, right. So, I will put, so for here I have taken 3 planes, 3 peaks, okay. So, for 3 peaks, so from here basically if I find out that basically theta is varying and theta is varying for different peaks, means for different planes, and HKL also will vary for different plane, right. But they will, if you see here, I will just interesting things is that, so if you take lambda by 2a equal to lambda by 2a will be equal to sin theta by a square plus k square plus l square, right. So, now this is constant, whatever sample I have taken this for this a is constant, right, it does not depend on these peaks. So, plane are different, but lattice constant are same. So, for this experiment lambda also constant. So, this part is constant. So, here I will consider one peak, okay. I will find out the sin theta 1 by 2 value, right, and then what I will do, I will divide it by 1, what I mean sin theta 1 by 2, because this is the angle for this. So, I do not know this, so it will have some value and I do not know this one, right, but I know this a square plus k square plus l square, it can take value only 1 2 3 4. So, I will divide by 1, then I will get some value, then I will divide sin theta 1 by 2 by 2, it is not 2 square root of 2, right, then I will some value. So, this way I will get some value, okay. So, this way I will get different value. Again I will take another peak theta 2 by 2, I will put theta 2 by 2, right, and I will choose this is 1 2 3 and find out the value. For this peak also I will find out the value. Now, as I told, this has to be constant. So, from this chart data you will find, okay, this is whatever this value, for other set I am getting for, so same value I will get from these 3 sets, okay. And then from there I will see for which H scale value this I am getting the same value, right. So I will get the H scale value, I will get the H scale value, immediately I can identify, say these, just arbitrarily I am writing, okay. So when H square, K square, L square, this is 1, and in this case this is 2, and this other cases it is 3, okay. For this value I am getting same value, so then I will know the indices, okay. So I will use that constant, that constant will be equal to lambda by 2a. I know lambda, I will find out a, okay. So in this method I can find out lattice constant for that crystal, and also I can index this Bragg peak, whether it is from which plane these are. So this is the method. So here just I will quickly show you one experiment. This way just X-ray data is taken. X-ray data is taken on salt, sodium chloride salt, right. So as I showed you this, it is in powder form. Now this using the detector, we scanned as a function of theta, varying the theta. So then the detector noted down the intensity as a function of angle. So that's the experimental result, and using the copper K alpha, you see using the copper K alpha, so lambda is fixed. So that is basically, what is lambda? 1.54 angstrom, right. So we are getting these different peaks, okay. So here just we have identified this. So this generally software is identifying, but we do not need, we can identify as I mentioned this one. And this value of lattice constant is known, it is reported as 5.64. So let us that way, if I calculate, I have calculated, okay. So I have calculated here whatever I told, just I have taken these 2 plane, this and this, okay. So I have taking these indices. So just here you see this, for these indices only it will show this constant value, for both this constant value, no, this value. So now lambda by 2a this constant value. If you take, so this if these indices are not given, so as I mentioned that, then you have to take all sorts of combination. So all sorts of value of H scale, right, means H square plus K square plus L square, starting from 1, 2, 3. Then you have to make chart, okay. For each peak you have to make chart, and you have to find out that in all cases, for all peaks, which value are common. So that value will pick up. So for that value, which H scale value we have used, so that will be the indices of that peak, okay. So here just I have calculated, so I got this value 5.5, say 8, okay. So it is close to the reported value. Here just roughly I have taken this 32 degree, but accurately, if you take accurately, so I have just not chosen the decimal point. So it is 32, I have taken, this other one is 46, but it is not exactly 46, 46 point something or 45 point something. So if you take exactly this angle, so this roughly I have calculated and find out this, it is 5.58 and reported value 5.6. So 5.58 and 5.6 is very close, but this discrepancy is because of that, so roughly I have taken the angle, okay. So this is the very nice experiment on our known sample, sodium chloride, salt, and salt just taken in a tube and put in X-ray. So, you will get this type of X-ray spectra, and yeah. So, one can analyze and one can get the lattice parameter of the crystal, sodium crystal, our salt, whatever we are eating. Okay. So, another geometry is there. So, just let me mention quickly, that is very nowadays it is used, very useful. So, that one is it is similar to the powder crystal. So, instead of powder crystal, so this one thing you will admit that this is a very convenient method, powder method, and using the detector is very convenient to find out the lattice parameter, also to index the planes, right. So, now if you take single crystal and you do not want to destroy it, means you do not want to make it powder. So, on that single crystal itself you want to do experiment. So, that also can be done using this geometry, except this, instead of powder, what we will take, we will take the that single crystal sample. So, then we will rotate. So, this is called theta to theta, just I think I should so basically it is called theta to theta scan. So, X-ray diffractometry, see its geometry is similar to the powder method. Okay. So, but here we tell generally theta to theta scan. So, basically what happens is you have sample. So, instead of powder you have sample. Okay. You have sample. So, X-ray is falling on it, X-ray is falling on it, X-ray is falling on it, monochromatic X-ray is falling on it. Now, this angle is theta, gazing this angle is theta, it is reflecting theta. Okay. So, now there is a arrangement to rotate, to just change this angle theta. So, gazing this angle you can change. Okay. So, using goniometer basically, and simultaneously with respect to the same axis. Okay. So, we use the detector, and the detector also with also rotate with angle 2 theta. So, these two rotate simultaneously. So, this is, so starting from the 0 angle, say X-ray is in this way. Okay. Now, starting from the 0 angle, now it is now we are changing the angle, by theta. Then if any reflection is there, so that will reflected one will change with respect to the incident one, initially 0 angle. So, now if I change this that crystal by angle theta, so reflected one will change by angle 2 theta, right. So, that is the mirror principle, reflection principle, right. So, two ways you can change the angle, incident angle, either you can change this X-ray itself, right. So, whatever change, so this reflection will follow the same angle, but now X-ray is fixed, right. Now, so X-ray direction is this. Okay. So, now if you change this crystal angle, rotate the crystal, so by phi, so your whatever the incident, earlier incident on there, so incident one and corresponding the reflected one was there. Now, for changing this mirror by angle phi, so this reflected one will change by 2 phi from the earlier reflected one. Okay. So basically you will get for any change of theta here, if anything happen, so that will happen at angle 2 theta. So simultaneously starting from 0, that sample will rotate by theta and detector will be rotated by 2 theta. So that way it is scanned. Okay. So that way it is scanned, and basically if you plot with respect to detector angle, so that is 2 theta. So then you will get against the different Bragg peak. Okay. So that is for single crystal in a without making powder, one can do experiment and get this similar as in powder method, whatever the. So in powder method angle already is in all direction, but here we are changing the direction in step, okay, and getting the particular position angle of this diffracted rays or Bragg peaks. Okay. And then similar way you can analyze and find out the crystal lattice parameter. Okay. So I think so that is what I wanted to mention. Yeah. So I think this the all about this different method of crystal diffraction, X-ray diffraction from the crystal, and we can find out the symmetry, we can find out the Brebis lattice of the crystal, we can find out the lattice parameter. Okay. So one thing, if you notice that if you see the Lau spot, so each Lau spot is representing a plane. So in crystal, whatever the plane, now after diffraction what we are getting? We are getting some spot, okay, and each spot is a plane. Now all this spot we are taking on a photography plate, X-ray plate, this a flat plate. Okay. So on flat plate what you will see? You will see many spots, right, and this assembly of the spots is nothing but the assembly of the planes, right, crystal planes. So now in crystal to follow the orientation of the crystal planes, it is slightly difficult. Okay. But if we have some alternative, if I think that okay, whatever the on plate, whatever this now we can represent the planes by a point. Now if I set a axis system on this plate, okay, now I can find out the distance of each point, and that is nothing but distance with respect to that origin if you choose. So whatever the distance of these points is nothing but that is distance of the planes, and this orientation of the different spots, it will be the angle between the two planes, respective planes. So that each point is basically give us the planar distance, and the angle between the two spot with respect to this origin will give the angle between these two planes. Now it's so diffraction pattern Lau spot is giving us advantage that it is directly, it is telling us the planar distance and orientation of the planes in terms of some in terms of some points. So that in crystal we cannot, in crystal lattice point, the way we have identified lattice point or generated the lattice point. So lattice point are basically, it has coordinate, right, it has coordinate, lattice point has coordinate, but lattice planes do not have coordinate. So lattice planes are defined taking that coordinate, but reciprocal of that and simplification etc. After that we are getting plane. Okay. But if it, so locating the lattice point in space lattice using the coordinate is easier than the locating the planes in the crystal. Okay. So, point representation is easier than the plane representation. So, in diffraction, after diffraction, whatever spot we are getting, that is nothing but it is representing the symmetry of the crystal. So, it is representing the crystal. So, if we can do alternative way to identify these points, so it will be just like the coordinate system for the crystal, whatever this convenient way we have seen, and in this case to locate the planes and their orientation, etc. So, in terms of coordinate we will be able to see. Okay. In terms of coordinate we will be able to see. So, people think about the another way to explain to describe the crystals, and that is basically the concept of reciprocal crystal, reciprocal lattice. Okay, that we will discuss in next class. Thank you very much for your attention.